here.
Yeah, let's start with this session. There must be some problem because I had a long chat with.
Samirji, can you please unmute yourself?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Samir has joined us from Assam, and he has, you can see the number of awards behind him. He has done some amazing work with communities and local foods and food forests. Samir, over to you. Really look forward to listening to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Gauri ma'am, for bringing a farmer from the Northeast, and I'm very I'm saying hello to everyone from this green part of the country, which is the biodiversity zone of all the wellness food industry product we are talking about now. Now, post-COVID, people are thinking about how to stay healthy, and we are in a land where we have so much of healthy, healing food, and for the last 12 years, I've been working here to promote the concept of local people, local food, and local economy. Yesterday, ma'am, I sent a PPT. Is it available?
Yes. Samirji, do you want the video also to be played? Because we have the video.
Yeah, you can play the video first so that they can look at how we do farming in the forest.
Yeah, so I will first play the video and then I think you can. I hope the video is visible on everyone's screen.
Sorry for the quality of video because I had to do it with the mobile phone when madam suddenly asked me about the video.
Samirji, if you want, you can speak also.
Yeah. This is something, a new concept which we have developed in the Northeast, where we are growing food inside the forest. I believe that if we pamper our food crops too much and bring it to the cultivable land, so there are so many things we encounter, the challenges. But now my experience of incorporating food crops, the local food crops inside the forest, I feel they are growing so naturally. And you don't need, we are talking about pest control, insect control, everything, but what our experience is, inside the forest, they grow so naturally in their natural habitat. So this is from crops like which are low volume and high value crops. We grow king chilies, we grow lots of yams, we grow turmeric, we grow mango flavored ginger, black turmeric, all the products which are the nutraceuticals, all the herbs from the local Centellia asiatica to everything we grow inside the forest, and they grow very nicely. So this is where we see, like many people I was listening from yesterday, we talk about the weeds, या तो हम खरपतवार की बात करते हैं, लेकिन मुझे यहाँ पे लगता है कि जंगल में हमारे फूड क्रॉप्स को जब हम टेम्पर नहीं करते, उनको काफ़ी ज़्यादा केयर नहीं लेते, तो वो खरपतवार या सारे वीड्स के साथ अच्छा ग्रो करते हैं. I'll just give you an example. इकोनॉमिकली भी अगर हम इसको देखें, तो लास्ट ईयर हमने ये 10 बीघा जमीन में 10 बीघास ऑफ लैंड we produced ginger and turmeric, and we sold it around 2.5 to 3 lakh rupees.
Sameerji, I would like to interrupt. Can you please bring the microphone near your mouth?
Okay. So it's also economically viable, which I was talking about. Last year we grew ginger, turmeric, and other some like king chilies. And what we found is in the 10 bighas of plot, we could harvest and we could sold out an amount of around 2.5 to 3 lakhs rupees. But there's no input. It's only our main days of just going and throwing the seed bombs and planting it. We make seed bombs and we throw in the jungle. We mix the seeds and we throw it together there. I'll be coming while doing my presentation how we do it and how we are creating the green commandos of Northeast. So this farm food forest which we have created is also a breeding ground for the young people to come into farming. So you can see the king chilies. They are low volume, high value. Even the dried, even chili seeds which can be marketed. This is one model which we have created, but now what I am doing is, with my organization Spread Northeast, we are adopting the homestead gardens in our hills. People have got big homestead gardens, and we are creating now homestead food forest in a social enterprise mode. With NABARD, we have started 100 households where 1 acre of homestead. Every women in the village are leading this food forest movement. So it's very important that we leave to our local food wisdom and grow on that, how we grow on that. So this is the food forest. I just wanted to show this video, and then I'll come to my presentation and then I'll talk about what actually we do and how we are doing with nature.
Excellent. Wonderful. It's actually like being okay. The audio.
I think you can stop the video now and put on the PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, thank you. The audio was bad because of the footsteps in the jungle, ma'am, and it was like full rainy season here, so it's very difficult terrain. So yeah, so I'm going to speak about how we work in the Northeast with this model of food forest and our concept of local people, local food, and local economy here. So I call it healthy healing food. I call myself Farmer Samir Botlo, and I write farmer in front of my name. और मुझे बहुत प्राउड होता है अपने आप को फार्मर कह के, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि हम फ्यूचर हीलर्स हैं, हम फ्यूचर डॉक्टर्स हैं. डॉक्टर्स रोगी को ठीक करता है व्हेन ही इज सिक, बट वी कैन प्रिवेंट द पर्सन टू बिकम सिक. सो वी आर द फ्यूचर हीलर्स, एंड सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू लाइक डॉक्टर इंजीनियर बन के जैसे यंग लोगों को अच्छा लगता है, तो हम ये ग्लैमराइज भी कर रहे हैं फार्मिंग को, कैसे हम फार्मर अपने आगे नाम के आगे लिख के वी फील प्राउड ऑफ डूइंग दैट. सो आई एम अ प्राउड फार्मर. So this is a process where like it's been around 12 years working with young people of the Northeast, with the farmers of Northeast, with the farmers of other places of the country. And many places I found it's a process of unlearning which led me to lead more to the nature and learn from the nature. मैंने बहुत सारा प्रकृति से सीखा है. मैंने agriculture, I passed agriculture. I studied agriculture in the agricultural university. And then when I started doing farming, leaving my corporate job, where again I was with the Tata Chemicals, and I was learning more into chemical farming and how to sell products of the Tatas. Everything unlearning, I found कि agricultural books में मुझे जो सिखाया गया है nature में वो काफी different है. और जब मैंने काफी हमारे जितने भी नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बहुत रिमोट किसानों के साथ जाके जब काम करना शुरू किया, तो उनके जो ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज है, जैसे वो काफी हार्ड टेरेन्स में भी खेती करते हैं और अपने लिए खाना उगाते हैं, उस सिस्टम को हमने लेके थोड़ा सा एक मॉडल क्रिएट किया जहाँ पे हम एक सस्टेनेबल लाइवलीहुड और एक क्लाइमेट फ्रेंडली फार्मिंग की तरफ ले जा सकते हैं. सी किसान को पहले जब कल जैसे सेशन आपने एक बहुत सुंदर एक सेशन के साथ आपने शुरू किया, जब हमने आंख बंद करके हम अपने आप को देख रहे थे, तो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट हम अगर खेती की बात करें तो मैं एक किसान हूँ, मेरा धर्म है अच्छा खाना बनाना। तो ये धर्म को अगर हमको मानना है तो मुझे मुझे पहले अपने सोल पे देखना है। तो इसीलिए हम फार्म फॉर सोल कैंपिंग करते हैं, जहाँ पे हम ये जो चिड़ियों की आवाज आपने सुना अभी हमारे फार्म पे, तो उस चिड़ियों की आवाज के साथ, नेचर के साथ हम यंग लोगों को लाके बैम्बू हट्स में रख के उनको हम काफी मॉर्निंग को मेडिटेशन भी करते हैं, फूड फॉरेस्ट के बीच में मेडिटेशन करते हैं। और ये हम जानने की कोशिश करते हैं कि how the role of a farmer, how God has given me the role of a farmer to feed the whole world with good food. I don't have to cultivate commerce in my field. Say it is a certified organic or it's a natural or something. We don't have to be somebody who has to cultivate commerce. हमको कोई business नहीं करना, हमको किसी के आगे prove नहीं करना, हमको नेचर के साथ खाना उगाना है और नेचर हमको लीड करता है एक सस्टेनेबल लाइवलीहुड की तरफ। तो जब हम खेती की बात कर रहे हैं तो इट्स मोर ग्रोइंग योर लोकल फूड विजडम। मैं ये विश्वास करता हूँ कि जहाँ पे भी हम जन्म हुए हैं वहाँ पे, सॉरी फॉर माय नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न हिंदी, माइट बी मैं बहुत सारे हिंदी में जब बात करूंगा तो काफी वर्ड्स में गलत बताऊंगा, तो मुझे माफ कीजिएगा इसके लिए।
You can speak
बट
in English also in between because we have English speaking people here, and
ओके
you're
मैम,
perfect.
ओके। तो हम जब खेती करते हैं हमको ये विश्वास है कि जहाँ पे भी गॉड ने हमको जन्म दिया है वहां पे हमको एक खाना दिया है। मैं अगर असम पे जन्मा हूँ तो मुझे बहुत सारे हर्ब्स के साथ, बहुत सारे स्पाइसेस के साथ, बहुत सारे स्टिकी राइस से लेके बहुत सारे सेंटेड राइस तक ऐसे जमीन पे मुझे जन्म दिया है। किसी को अगर राजस्थान में जन्म दिया है तो उनको सांगरी दिया है कि वो कितने सुंदर से उनके साथ वो सब्जी बना के खा सके। तो एवरीबडी हैज गॉट ए लोकल फूड विजडम, दैट इज द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ आवर कंट्री। तो इस लोकल फूड विजडम को जब हम फार्मर ग्रो करना शुरू करेंगे तो मुझे लग रहा था कि मुझे बहुत अनलर्न करना पड़ गया। जैसे कि एग्रीकल्चरल बुक्स को मैंने अनलर्न किया, एग्रीकल्चरल टेक्नोलॉजी जो मुझे एग्रीकल्चरल यूनिवर्सिटी में सिखाया गया उसको मैंने अनलर्न किया। साउथ इंडिया, नॉर्थ इंडिया में जाके जब मैंने ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग को सीखा तो उसमें काफी सारी चीजें हैं जो हमारे पहाड़ी में इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। लाइक हम पंचगव्य की बात करते हैं, लेकिन अगर हम नागालैंड के बहुत रिमोट किसान के पास चले जाते हैं, वहां पे टेरेन ऐसा है कि हम गाय नहीं रख सकते, गाय के बिना खेती नहीं होती है। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे इश्यूज हमारे सामने आ गए जिसपे हमने देखा कि सो द बेस्ट वे वाज टू गो टू द नेचर एंड हाउ वी ग्रो फूड विद नेचर। तो हमें नेचर ने कुछ सॉल्यूशंस दिया जो मैं आपके सामने रख रहा हूँ, और हमारे जो काम हम कर रहे हैं उसको भी मैं आपके सामने रख रहा हूँ। कैन यू चेंज द स्लाइड प्लीज?
Okay, I have a request,
हाँ,
Rishi. Whenever Sameer is speaking on a single slide, then bring him on focus in front so that people can see.
Sure. I think he's already on spotlight, so people are viewing in only him on the screen.
Oh, I see. I can only see the screen share. So
Okay, I will change it. Okay.
ओके
only when he's speaking continuously.
ओके। तो हम बिलीव करते हैं कि द मंत्र हमारा हेल्दी लाइफ, और जो हमको इकोनॉमिक जंप भी अभी चाहिए। पोस्ट कोविड ने तो हमें ऐसे स्टेज में लाके दिया कि हम सारे वर्ल्ड को अच्छे खाना दे सके। तो आई थिंक द लीप behind the what we have to take is local people, local food and local economy. इसी प्रिंसिपल पे हम काम कर रहे हैं आज लास्ट 12 years, जहाँ पे हम देख रहे हैं कि ये जो जितने भी फूड कॉन्स्पिरेसी की बात करें हम, कि हाउ कॉर्पोरेटाइजेशन ऑफ फूड इज टेकिंग ऑल द राइट्स ऑफ द फार्मर्स फ्रॉम सीड्स टू द फील्ड्स। तो हम ये उपलब्धि कर रहे हैं कि मेरी जो यहाँ पे जो लोकल जो साग उगते हैं उससे मुझे एक आइडेंटिटी मिलता है, उससे मुझे एक एग्रीप्रेन्योर एक एस्टैब्लिश करता है मुझे मेरे एग्रीप्रेन्योरशिप को, और वो मुझे एक मार्केट लेड एक्सटेंशन देता है। तो रादर देन मेकिंग इट वेरी बिग, व्हाई नॉट वी थिंक अबाउट कि हम कैसे कम्युनिटी एंटरप्राइजेस करें, हम गांव के सारे जितने भी सिंपल लोग हैं उनको कैसे हम साथ में लेके जाएं। ये जब मैं बात कर रहा हूँ तो मुझे ये भी ख्याल आता है कि मेरे जो गांव के जो लोग हैं जो इतने सुकून से गांव पे रुक रहे हैं, तो उनका जो हैप्पीनेस इंडेक्स है वो बहुत ही हाई है। तो गांव पे जितने भी लोग हैं उनका हैप्पीनेस इंडेक्स बहुत हाई है। अभी भी हमारे यहाँ पे इतना हम लेजीली रह सकते हैं। दैट इज द बून ऑफ नेचर, लिविंग विद नेचर। आप अगर नॉर्थ ईस्ट में आओगे तो आपको दिन भर देखिए कि लड़के फुटबॉल खेल रहे हैं, या तो लड़के कहीं पे जाके वो जंगल में घूम रहे हैं। तो दैट इज, वो फिर भी जब बिना काम करके घर जाता है तो उसके माताएं उनको बहुत सारे खाना, लोकल राइस का एक बहुत बड़ा मतलब माउंटेन फुल ऑफ राइस उनके थाली में देता है। माताओं के पास पैसा नहीं होता है तो वो जंगल पे जाके फूड को कलेक्ट करके लाते हैं, लोकल हर्ब्स, न्यूट्रास्यूटिकल्स, न्यूट्रिशन प्लस मेडिसिनल यूजेस। सो ये सारे हर्ब्स वो खाते हैं। यहाँ पे काफी सारे नॉन वेजिटेरियंस हैं जो लोकल ब्लैक कलर्ड फिश से लेके लोकल चिकन तक उनको मिल जाता है नीचे से। सो दैट इज गिविंग अस अ लाइफ विच इज वेरी हैप्पी। और मुझे लगता है कि हम जो फ्लैट्स में रहते हैं या सिटीज में रहते हैं, हमसे तो उनका लाइफ बहुत अच्छा है, तो मैं उनको क्या चेंज करूं? So that is how I thought ki we have to think about not only growing commerce in the field, we have to think about how we maintain the happiness index of the people, how we keep nature very good, and how we take nature as capital and we grow on that. और जब हमने ये करना शुरू किया, तब हमने प्रॉफिट मेकिंग करना शुरू किया। जब आप देखिए इतना सारा एग्रीकल्चर पे काम होता है, मैं काफी नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल संस्थाओं के साथ जुड़ा हुआ हूँ। इतने सारे गवर्नमेंट का तो सबसे बड़ा बजट खेती में होता है, लेकिन कोई किसान का बेटा किसानी नहीं करना चाहता है। नो फार्मर चाइल्ड वांट्स टू बी अ फार्मर। लाइक एजुकेशन सिस्टम जब हमको बैचलर ऑफ आर्ट्स बना के गांव के लड़के को जब बाहर निकल देता है, वो सेल्समैन बनने में वो बहुत अच्छा होता है, लेकिन वो किसान नहीं बनना चाहता है। सो दिस इज समथिंग वे वी हैव टू लुक एट कि हमारा जो सारा पॉलिसी था, तो हमने देखा कि अभी मेरे साथ करीबन 10,000 फार्मर्स काम करते हैं सारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, और मेरे 426 बहुत ही कैपेबल ग्रीन कमांडोज हैं, यंग यूथ, जो हमने बताया कि अभी एक कॉम्बैट का जरूरी है। जैसे हमारे सोल्जर्स हमको बॉर्डर में प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं, तो ये अगर फूड को हमको प्रोटेक्ट करना है, तो हमको जो कॉर्पोरेटाइजेशन ऑफ द फूड, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन ऑफ द फूड को अगर प्रोटेक्ट करना है, हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट को जो ग्रीन करके रखना है, या तो सारे देश को हमको अपने फार्मर्स से लीड कराना है। सो देयर इज नीड ऑफ ए कॉम्बैट। तो हमने नाम दिया ग्रीन कमांडोज। यूथ को लाते हैं, फार्म में ट्रेनिंग देते हैं, कैंप करते हैं, आर्मी स्टाइल से मॉर्निंग 5 बजे से जो सूर्योदय होने से पहले से लेके जब सूर्यास्त होता है तब तक हम खेती में जंगल में काम करते हैं थ्रू एक्शन। वी डोंट टॉक मच, वी टॉक 20% एंड वी वर्क 80%। और ये जब करते हैं तो मैंने देखा है कि कितना ग्लैमराइज होता है। लोग ये जो नई जनरेशन है, हम बोलते हैं यूथ के बारे में, बट व्हाट आई फाइंड इज नया जनरेशन जो मैं स्कूल में काम कर रहा हूँ, मेरे साथ 9,000 स्कूल के बच्चे काम कर रहे हैं, स्कूल फूड फॉरेस्ट बना रहे हैं। एक एक्टिविटी बेस्ड लर्निंग मॉडल में हम फार्मिंग को, फूड फॉरेस्ट को वहां पे ले जा रहे हैं, रिमोट विलेजेस में थ्रू द ग्रीन कमांडोज। तो हम देखते हैं कि उनको ये जो जनरेशन है, ये जितना हमारा चेंज हो रहा है, एक वायरस जैसे हमको सबको घर के अंदर बंद करके, अभी मुझे खेती नहीं करके आपके साथ कंप्यूटर में बात करने में मजबूर कर रहा है। तो इस स्थिति में ये जो बच्चे हैं, दे आर चेंजिंग देयर स्किन लाइक द स्नेक्स, दे आर इन अ मोल्टिंग स्टेज। सो दे आर इनसाइड वेरी एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली। उनको जब हम थोड़ा सा नेचुरल जो हमारे फार्म के माहौल पे लाके जब उनको हम थोड़ा सा प्रिक करते हैं, so they become the best soldiers, they become the commandos. That is how we are working on creating the green tribe. Okay, next slide please.
Fantastic. This is so amazing.
Thank you ma'am. So हमारा भी यहाँ पे ध्यान है, क्योंकि keeping our own seed is freedom. हम अपना बीज को रखेंगे तो मैं एक किसान फ्री हूँ। जिस दिन ही मैं अपना बीज खोता हूँ तो आई बिकम द स्केपगोट टू ऑल द रिसर्चर्स, टू कॉर्पोरेट इंडस्ट्री, टू द गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी मेकर्स। बट जब तक मेरे पास मेरा बीज है, इवन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दोज इंडस्ट्रियल पीपल हु हैज गॉट इंटरेस्ट in mobilizing and making the farmers into a contract farming system to take the food products, might be organic, might be ecological, might be whatever conventional practices. So I think as a farmer, I am free when my seeds are with us. Seeds, जब हम बात करते हैं तो North East is like hub of the seeds, from the black maize to the black rice to the red rice to the all scented ginger, mango flavored ginger, to the black turmeric, to everything we have that God has given us. This is something where our people has to be the custodians of the resources, and they can be the custodians of the resources when your whole agricultural policy, which is unfortunately made in New Delhi for the whole region, which doesn't suit our region many times. So that has to come to the grassroots level, and how we have to look at how farmers have got the stake to develop their own policy of food growing with the seeds they have, which is very valuable for them. Next slide, please. So this is my style of farming where I create this food forest. I call it ecological farming because I was confused. I went through so many farming techniques. Everybody comes with a farming technique and they want to say, कि, okay, this is my technique. सो आई थॉट कि ओके यार इकोलॉजी के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, नॉर्थ ईस्ट का एनवायरनमेंट को बचाना है, तो इसको इकोलॉजिकल फार्मिंग ही बोलते हैं और नेचर से सीखते हैं, फार्मर्स लोगों से सीखते हैं। तो ये सीख के मैंने देखा अभी दिस इन दिस मॉडल वी हैव लाइक वी मेक अ जंगल लाइक लोकल चिली क्रॉप से लेके पंपकिन से। इस पिक्चर में आपको दिखाई दे रहा है मैं जहाँ पे बैठा हूँ वो है दे आर ऑल स्वीट पोटैटोज से लेके वो क्रिप करते हैं और आई डोंट सी देयर इज ए कंपटीशन। ये जो आपको दिखाई दे रहा है सीड्स ऑफ थाई कोरिएंडर बीइंग ग्रोन, वहीं पे ग्रो हो रहा है, वहीं पे गिरता है, फिर से वो ग्रो होता है। हमको सिर्फ एक बार लगाना है, उसके बाद हार्वेस्ट करना है, उसको ऐसे ही रख देना है जंगल में। वो जो आपको पीछे जो दिखाई दे रहा है टर्मरिक की तरह बड़े बड़े जो लीफ दिखाई दे रहा है वो एक्चुअली टर्मरिक नहीं है, वो मैंगो फ्लेवर जिंजर है। वो अदरक जब आप खाते हैं तो आपको एक मैंगो सा फ्लेवर आता है, and that is something which is like which can be made into herbal tea. So these things can be very easily processed, value added to for the wellness food industry which is growing like anything, which demand is growing like anything. So इसको value add कर सकते हैं। तो अभी इस पे हम मोनोक्रॉपिंग नहीं करके हम एक जंगल बना देते हैं और इस जंगल को सिर्फ मेरे फार्म को नहीं, हम गांव को अडॉप्ट करते हैं, वीमेन ग्रुप चिल्ड्रंस को अडॉप्ट करते हैं और उनके घर पे भी जाके हम एक पूरा गांव को मॉडल करते हैं ताकि सारा एक साथ, क्योंकि जब हमने बताया था कि हम नॉर्थ ईस्ट से हैं और हम बहुत लेजीली रहते हैं तो हमारे पास इतना एंटरप्रेन्योरियल स्किल्स का डेवलपमेंट नहीं है हमारे फार्मर्स के पास। एंड आई डोंट वांट टू मेक देम इनटू कमर्शियल फार्मर्स, आई वांट टू मेक देयर हैप्पीनेस इंडेक्स स्टे लाइक दैट। सो हम क्या करते हैं, हम एक साथ एक सोशल एंटरप्राइज या कम्युनिटी एंटरप्राइज क्रिएट करते हैं। हर एक फूड फॉरेस्ट से थोड़ा थोड़ा किंग चिली आके किंग चिली का ब्रांड बन जाता है। मैं एक छोटा सा उदाहरण देता हूँ। हमारे पास एक हर्ब होती है जिसको जब हम लगा देते हैं तो वो जंगल बन जाता है, उसको बोलते हैं पॉलीगोनम साइनेंस। इफ यू लुक एट द साइंटिफिक नेम, इट्स कॉल्ड पॉलीगोनम साइनेंस। तो हम असमीज में उसको मोदुहुलेंग बोलते हैं। वो खट्टा खट्टा होता है लीफ, दैट्स अ वेरी गुड माउथ रिफ्रेशनर आल्सो इफ यू ग्रो इट एंड ईट इट। तो ये क्या है, एक बार सिर्फ इसको आपके रूट को लगा देना है, उसके बाद वो जंगल होता है। दैट इज 12 months क्रॉप, इट इज नॉट सीजनल आल्सो, वो वहीं पे उगते रहता है। इस पॉलीगोनम से हम क्या कहते हैं, इस लीफ को अभी हमारे जितने भी ट्राइबल वुमेन है उसको अपने बाम्बू के मैट में उसको ड्राई करते हैं और उसको हम हमारे जो आसामीज गामुसा है, वी हैव अ क्लॉथ, दिस इज कॉल्ड गामुसा। सो दिस गामुसा को हम गामुसा का बैग्स बनाते हैं, इस पे एक टैग लगाते हैं और उसको हम लोगों को दे देते हैं सिटीज में कि हर्बल बेवरेज के तरीके आप उसको पी सकते हो। So this is something which has antioxidants to anti-cancerous properties, lots of medicinal thing, polygonum science you can look at. खट्टा खट्टा लगता है, बच्चों को भी पसंद आता है। अगर आप गरम खाओ तो हर्बल टी बन जाता है, अगर इसको कूल करो तो एक चिल्ड आपका ड्रिंक बन जाता है।
What's
So
the name?
this is called polygonum sinense. We have lots of this kind of herbs, but I'm citing one example now.
Is there a local name to it?
It's called Moduhuleng in local. Yeah. तो ये लीफ को अभी क्या होता है, ये हमारे फार्मर्स जब उसको जंगल की तरह उगाते हैं, इसको ड्राई करके जब मार्केट में ले जाता है तो इसका 50 ग्राम 150 रुपीज में बिकता है मैम। अभी फेयर ट्रेड के थ्रू ये बाहर चला जाता है। बाहर के हमारे काफी ऊफो से वॉलंटियर्स हमारे साथ काम करने आते हैं तो वो प्रमोट करते हैं डिफरेंट कंट्रीज में। तो ये दैट सेल्स एट 3000 रुपीज ए केजी, ए लोकल हर्ब विदाउट एनी कॉस्ट ऑफ कल्टीवेशन एनीथिंग। सो दैट इज द पावर ऑफ नेचर। So if we take nature as capital, और उसके जो हम सारे चीजों को हम लेके चले तो it is something which is very beautiful. Can you put the next slide, please?
Every region has these kind of herbs, flowers. Some of them which grow completely wild, and only maybe our grandmothers and all knew their uses. So getting them back. I mean, in the West, for example, in Maharashtra, there is this thing called Ambadi. Okay. Very, excellent antioxidant, very high on vitamin A, vitamin C, and hemoglobin. And it's only now that people have started realizing its use. So I think every region is rich, and what you are doing is really the way forward. Wonderful, Sameer.
Ma'am, that's what I was talking about. When I, as a farmer, I feel that I have to cultivate my local food wisdom. Everywhere farmer has to depend on कि हम अपने local food wisdom को कैसे grow करते हैं। that makes us visible in the market also, because this local food gives us market identity. So they give us market identity. Now lots of young entrepreneurs are working with me, जो वो लोग एक लोकल चीज को लेके अपना खेती करते हैं और उसको एक फेसबुक पे, सोशल मीडिया इज सो हाई, इंस्टाग्राम फेसबुक उनको यूज करके अच्छा लगता है, एक फेसबुक पेज बना के जब उसका प्रॉपर्टीज और अपने खेती को अपलोड कर देता है, तो दे आर एक्सेसिबल टू द होल वर्ल्ड मार्केट. एंड these are all low volume and high value crops. These are very low volume and high value crops which can be transported, because I am talking from a topography where transportation is a big headache for us. To connect you with good food, it's a very big headache for us, because the riverine transport being having the Brahmaputra also, we are not thinking about, the government is not thinking about how we use the riverine transport and take food items forward. These are other issues. But yeah, this local food wisdom is something which will take us to, I think, the healthy healing food which we are talking about, and we can brand it as our local food products of the country. And it has to become in a collaborative manner. And I thank your all effort, how you are bringing in people from different zones together now. Next slide, please. Yeah. दिल्ली में आजकल जब फॉरेस्ट फूड का मेला लगता है, तो मुझे फोन का मेरा घंटी बजना शुरू हो जाता है कि समीर जी कुछ चीज भेज दो, कुछ चीज भेज दो, कुछ चीज भेज दो. एक असम लेमन आपका वहाँ पे 15-20 रुपया में सेल होता है, 30 रुपया तक चला जाता है. तो देयर इज हाई डिमांड ऑफ दिस फूड. लेकिन क्या होता है ना, मार्केट इज नॉट ए प्रॉब्लम मैडम, सस्टेनिंग द मार्केट इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम. तो हम इसको कैसे सस्टेन करें? तो ये जो जितने भी पॉलिसीज हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट में भी फॉलो किए जाते हैं, तो इतने सारे सेंटेड राइस होने के बावजूद हमें यहाँ पे जो हाई यील्डिंग वेराइटीज ऑफ राइस को प्रमोट किया जाता है, फ्री सीड्स उसका दिया जाता है फार्मर्स को. और मैंने बोला हमारे यहाँ पे फार्मर बहुत सीधे साधे हैं, तो उनको अगर आप फ्री दोगे तो वो लोग दौड़ के जाएंगे, ले लेंगे और कर देंगे. तो वो अपने लोकल चीज को खो देते हैं. लेकिन अभी हम सब फार्मर्स को समझा रहे हैं कि ये जो फॉरेस्ट का फूड है, इसका डिमांड ज्यादा है. जैसे अरबी, we have different kinds of colocasia yams. So we have yams which has got, the stem is so good for iron content and so nutritious. It's very tasty also. We have flavored kind of stems. When you make it into a sabji, it is like a beautiful flavor. And the roots has got something where we have got an oil which can be a very good product for the perfume industry. So this is, ये तो करोड़ों का products है, करोड़ों का crops है जो जंगल पे उग रहा है. So we are looking at how we make this into a viable, marketable produce for the farmers without destroying the cultivation practice. ये नहीं कि आप गांव पे जाके अरबी बहुत ही अच्छा है तो आप अपना 1 एकड़ मिट्टी में ट्रैक्टर चला के आप अरबी इतने स्पेसिंग में, इतने डिस्टेंस में, इतने चीज में, इतना खाद डाल के, इतना ये पॉलिसी लेके इसमें ड्रिप इरिगेशन लगा दो, इस पे ये लगा दो. ये सब नहीं करके हम कैसे एक फूड को फॉरेस्ट बना सके और उसको कैसे आगे ले जा सके, उस पे हम काम कर रहे हैं. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. This is the yam I was talking about, which is like the roots has got the perfume, and the stem is very good for eating, and the leaves are also consumed here. So I don't know the Hindi name, but in Assamese we call it gund kosu, and this is something which grows wild, and you just have to plant it, and next day it will come again. One season off, again next season it will come again by itself. So these are the miracle crops of India. These are the miracle crop of Northeast India, where we have to think about and how we take it forward. Yeah, next slide, please.
As a matter of fact, I wanted to add a point here, Sameer. When I visited Sikkim last, and I used to see around the farms, because I was staying in a farm, kind of a farm stay, and I used to see that there are so many herbs around, the place where we were staying, which people of course use them for their, their grannies, remedies, etc. But nobody in government is really talking about them. There is nobody who's interested in them. All they were interested was the few commercial cash crops. Now, in my view, some of these herbs which are growing wildly probably have more potential than even their cash crops. Yeah. Even if they're rare, and so I think you're right. There needs to be a movement back into indigenous foods and herbs, which will very soon because of our greed towards just commerce.
I think pharma has to become the barefoot scientist to decide themselves what are the crops viable for them and all. Yeah, we are having so many of nutraceutical plants, but the tragedy is even my university or all the research universities, they don't have the cultivation practices of those crops. If you show this yam which I have shown you, if you go to any university, or if I as a farmer go to a scientist and ask him what is the planting material, I doubt whether people know or not. But we are incorporating. We have fruits like the coffee plum, Indian coffee plum. We call it ponial. It's very tasty, and it's called magic plum because you have to squeeze it before eating it. You have to squeeze it before eating it. But the thing is, people in the horticulture, people don't know how to propagate it. Even people say कि अभी भी चिड़िया जब उसको हकती है तब वो अपने आप grow करता है. So, but you are introducing dragon fruits inside Northeast. You are introducing avocados inside Northeast. You are introducing low chilling varieties of apples here where they don't grow. But we are not thinking about the traditional fruit. We are the land of jackfruits. How many of work has been done on jackfruit, which can be made into a beautiful food product?
Perfect. And yesterday was incidentally jackfruit day, and we've started importing jackfruit, whereas India is such an amazing place for growing jackfruit and such a healthy fruit or vegetable, whichever way you want to see it. Unfortunately, there are very few people promoting it and the multiple products which can be created out of jackfruits. So I'm glad you shared this because this is something to work upon.
Yeah, this is, I'm showing you how live fencing in the food forest we do with the thorny crops like the Assam lemon. Assam lemon is something which is very special to Assam. Its flavor, its juice content, and everything is very good. So these are all thorny plants. If you look, the plant which is with green color leaf just beside the yam plant is the Assam lemon plant. It's thorny. And this becomes the life fence because when I'm talking about the food forest, I'm also talking about the mutual coexistence of the wild animals and people together. We have lots of wild elephants visiting our farm. So the part where we are growing the food crops, it's the hill where we don't want the elephant also to climb because they sleep and their babies fall down. Many times we have to rescue them. So so what we do is we do this live fencing with those thorns because they come and they look at with their trunk, and when they don't feel it comfortable with the thorns, they go away to the other side. Other side we are growing elephant apple that is called Otenga in Assamese. The elephants love to eat that, and they eat it. And the surplus after the elephants eat, and we harvest the Otenga or the elephant apple. And that can be made into a very beautiful herbal beverage which sells at 2,000 to 3,000 rupees again. That is something from the forest. And when we started growing yam inside the forest, I found lots of porcupines coming to the forest now. So like they also. So now my plan is, if I have to grow, I think I will grow 2,000 yam inside the forest. I grow 4,000 because I know my porcupines are also there to eat. We have so many monkeys coming. People. We have so many monkeys coming. People say monkeys are very troublesome, but we grow one special variety of banana which they like, one bigger for them. So they stay there, they eat there, and they are like many times they are our pest surveillance also. They do it. They control so much of pest in the fruit crops and all. So we have to look at this mutual coexistence.
Very beautifully said, Sameer, and I really want to park this just a moment for this moment. I think one of the biggest problems a lot of people in the hilly areas face, and otherwise too, is about animals. And almost everywhere I go, especially when I go towards the Himalayan region, which is HP or Uttarakhand or Northeast, typically the complaint of farmers is that we cannot protect our crops against wild animals or wild or whatever other animals. And therefore we feel very discouraged to do farming, because I think this whole concept of coexistence and how do we even provide for the animals as well as continue to grow, this is what you've really highlighted beautifully. And maybe we need to, this is something I want to work with you on this, Sameer, and see how we reach this message across the board, that we have to think for our animals also. We can't be so selfish to be thinking of farming and not thinking about creatures who need access to food also, right? The same.
And the best way I have seen, ma'am, when I put myself as a forest food creator or as a farmer who lives in the forest, so they become your friends and you have to think about them. So it is something, again, naturally it has to come to us, okay, how we grow together.
We need to also wind up in a minute or two because we have the other session. I think Patanjali ji possibly.
Okay. So I'll go first. So this is the live fencing, and from Assam Lemon we can get good income also. So I'm also looking at how we make it more economically viable. Next slide, please. Can you change the slide, please? Yeah, agroforestry is something which is we do in the food forest. Like we are planting lots of mahogany trees in the food forest, whole border area, because I feel the farmer don't have to go to an insurance company to insure himself for the future. So agroforestry is something where we can get it. Mahogany, we do it. We have planted whole border with mahogany. So we plant lots of agroforestry crops also inside the food forest. Next slide, please. See, this is yesterday we were talking about drip irrigation and irrigation system, and I thought so. I was working in very remote Manipur, and I saw the mountains grow lots of wild banana plants, and the mountains are full, like, has become dry. It's like rocky and everything. But what I learned from there as a farmer is that banana plants, I feel, are the drip irrigation system of God. So they are growing there, and with their support and the amount of water they keep, other plants and other very succulent plants like the herbs which we eat, they grow. So I brought this into my food forest model where we use banana plants as irrigation. Like they can store so much of water. Now, exactly like that, we have bamboo plants, which again stores water. So those are the crops. When we grow king chilies inside the bamboo group, we grow all the nutraceuticals and herbs inside the banana plants. We grow the king chilies and seed-loving chili plants, local chili plants inside the banana. We don't have to do any irrigation. Even in the winter period when the hills are very dry, then also our plants are very the moisture content is good because of the presence of the banana plants which we grow. So I find that this is a drip irrigation system God has given us, and we have to look at how we take it forward.
So, a question which many people will ask, because I'm seeing a lot of people getting interested in food forests, which is very good, and thanks to people like you and Patanjali Jha, it is really picking on. The question many people would ask is that a place like Assam or a place like MP next to the Narmada is where you can grow a food forest very naturally, because that soil is really rich with nutrients, is very what should I say? It's very rich in water content. Uh, um, how does one do it in other areas where where the soil and water? Assam has no paucity of water, in its soil, correct, or in the atmosphere, or as far as rains are concerned. So, what about other places? Just a quick one on this.
I'll just share an experience which I had in Kumta, if you know Kumta in Karnataka. So one of my friend is having a beach resort, and he wanted to do something with gardening. He came to Northeast and he invited me to do something there. So I went there and I found it is like whole sand, and there is no soil there. If I put my spade there, so I could find 1 feet only. I have water there, water level is there. So I was thinking how to do it. It was a challenge for me. But what came into my rescue is I saw so much of cashew plant canopies, green cashew plants canopy. And I just went inside one and I found a big layer of compost, all the leaves falling down with the dark color the canopy creates. So I scrapped it. The thing, and I made zero tillage beds. We made the raised beds. We put the raised beds there over the sand, and now you can visit Om Bodhi retreat in Kumta, and you can look at a green food forest has come just above the sand. So, ma'am, this is all about looking at nature, looking at your own strength. That's why I was talking about growing our local food wisdom, the crops that which grow best in that situation. Not like you want to grow a Assam lemon there, it will not grow there. So growing the local food wisdom, exploring your nature, we can grow it. I have a friend in Rajasthan where in Noka, we made a farm, and I went there and we walked together. We took some compost, water hyacinth compost from the northeast, and we made pits there. And we planted, he wanted to do some exotic varieties of plant because he was doing some experimental thing. So he wanted to plant Alfonso mango there. So from Jain irrigation, he brought Alfonso mango and we planted there. And we next, I think it has been 2 years, we harvested Alfonso mango there. The strength is in, like when you make compost and you make all the resources which you have. And also linking the regions is something which we have to look at, how we link with, like if we have too much of biomass here, we can be the suppliers of the biomass or all the compost and green water hyacinth to Ajola to everything going naturally.
I would debate that a little bit, in the sense this whole thing about growing apples in in Andhra Pradesh and growing so and so. Somebody was telling me in Delhi that I've started growing dates. Now, it kind of one can understand why one would like to use technology, whatever technology, whether it is natural technology or modern technology, to actually start growing anything anywhere in the world. I think the Saudis are best at it. But I would think a lot about it. I like the idea of a local bit, that why can't we have whatever is naturally suited to that climate, to that soil, grow that, and that itself is valuable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't know whether when you start eating things which belong to some other region, that is truly what makes for health.
Yeah.
A Rajasthani eats certain kind of food because it very naturally grows there, and that is suited for their climate and their overall ecosystem, which is different from what Northeasterners would eat or what maybe somebody in South would eat. And I would love to explore this thought more, and whether we where we arrive at.
Yeah. I'll quickly show the slides, and just I want to show the initiatives which we do. So I think you can put the next slide, please. This is something because what we do in the food forest now on the border, because we exist with the wild animals, we make a tunnel like this where this local chickens can grow, and this local chicken manure becomes a very good item when like lots of very genetically modified chickens are introduced in the Northeast, because most of the Northeast people are non-veg. So I think this local chickens play a very good role, because I saw we grow earthworms to be fed to them. So the earthworms, and they eat it, and they give a very good quality eggs. And also this the chicken manure that is used in the food forest, which we throw in the food forest. And next slide, please. Zero tillage bed with bamboo we make is something which we do in the food forest, where we scrape the topsoil. See, we don't have too much of cow dung here in the hills. We are keeping local cows, and we get, but for us, we get so much of topsoil of the jungle. Like I told you, the cashew plantation and the canopy. So we use topsoil. We have bamboo, so we make bamboo biochar fertilizer. So very, very simple technique of making bamboo biochar. We take the earthworm, earthworm castings, which we get naturally inside the bamboo plantations. All the earthworm castings that come up naturally. We release lots of big earthworms in the soil because they grow so deep inside the soil and bring all the rocks. They go to the mineral zone and they bring the minerals near to the plants. So we release lots of the we have big size earthworms in the Northeast, and we release them. And what we do is, like you make the Jivamrut and all, as because our farmers are not access to like sugarcane or jaggery or like cow dung. So what we do is we take termite hill, termites जो है वो एक time होता है जब वो hills को छोड़ देते हैं जंगल में. So we have lots of them, and inside that we get a black soil which is so high, rich in all the nutrients that the plant need. So we take 500 grams of that. We take 2 kg of topsoil. We make leaf into compost, leaf mold compost. We take 2 kg of that. We make bamboo biochar 250 grams into 100 liters of water. And we mix it and we just sprinkle it in the food forest. So that is something where we use from the nature, whatever things we have in the nature. We don't bring anything from the outside, not even from the cow shed. We don't bring cow dung, but inside the forest only, we take all the resources from the earthworm casting to everything, we use it. Yeah, next please.
So we have 1 more minute to go, and then we'll do a,
Yeah, you can go first. This is how we make biochar. Next please. And we make it into a product also, so that this is, we keep our own local seeds, all the herbs to everything we keep in like bamboo made structures inside the forest only. We keep our local seeds. Next please. Next slide. This is our red rice. Next.
wow.
This is our black rice. Next. We are very rich in local varieties of turmeric, from Lakadang turmeric to all flavored ginger to very small and very plumpy garlics which grow locally, which are very nutraceuticals also. Next. This is a learning center which we have created where Biosphere connects the people. We bring in school children and young people to make them into green commandos here. Next, please. These are my green commandos. We have to glamorize farming. We have to make them very like stylish farmers, so that farmers can also dream to be farmers in this region. So they are stylish farmers, and they are the social agripreneurs. They are the bridge between the farmers and the market, which we are talking about. Next, please. This is our bamboo made simple classroom where we do all the learnings about how we grow with nature. Next, please. This is a natural classroom inside the food forest where we do meditation and where we learn from nature and explore the nature. Next, please. We work in lots of schools with a program called Attracting Students to Agripreneurship. I have termed it ASAP, as soon as possible we have to do it. So we sow the seeds of this food forest and seeds of farming in the mindset of the students in an activity-based learning model. They learn their science book also in doing this. Next, please. Now I have more than 150 schools doing this. So this is my green commandos going back to the village and creating food forest. So kids learning about how to make zero tillage food forest beds and then create the food forest. So you looked at the white things, that is wood ash. It is cold here, so we burn firewood. So the wood ash, we use it for giving it into the beds. Next, please. Now from the kids we move into the माताओं के साथ पास पहुंचते हैं through a homestead food forest model where we create 3-tier model of this bamboo mat above where the creepers go on, below हम local nutraceutical crops, और बीच में फिर bamboo baskets में हम एक middle layer में भी एक homestead food forest का हमने model create किया, जो अभी नाबार्ड के साथ हम 100 farmers के पास भी एक zero budget natural farming का validation program के साथ लेके जा रहे हैं. Next, please. Farm Connect is our marketing initiative where our green commandos connect the urban people with the local farmers. ये लोग जहाँ पे भी create करते हैं हम वहाँ पे हम home delivery system of this local food अभी गुवाहाटी city में हमने शुरू किया. हम सब city वाले को बोलते हैं कि adopt a farmer for your food और उनको connect कर देते हैं. तो वो Saturday Sunday को वो अपने बच्चों को mall या Inox में ले जाने से अच्छा वो अपने गांव पे ले जाते हैं, farmer के साथ एक interaction भी करते हैं. Next, please. I'm going very fast. These are the product of the food forest. Like we have the king chilies to local chilies to many herbs and lots of pumpkins and everything come out, which faces good price in the market also. Next, please. You can look at the bamboo glass. Now we have created a Farm Connect store of the Green Commandos in Guwahati. जहाँ पे ग्रीन कमांडोज सारे जितने भी फूड फॉरेस्ट के स्टोरी को सेल, बिकॉज प्रोडक्ट डजंट सेल, द स्टोरी बिहाइंड द प्रोडक्ट सेल्स. तो वो स्टोरी को अर्बन लोगों को बोलते हैं और काफी सैनिटाइज्ड वे में फार्मर का जो बेचने का जगह होता है उसको अगर हम अच्छा नहीं करें, मंडीज को अगर अच्छा नहीं करे, स्टाइल पे नहीं ले आए तो हमको रिगार्ड्स नहीं मिलेगा. So we have started this store where green commandos come and directly sell their products to the city people. Next, please. एग्रो टूरिज्म, फार्म टूरिज्म, जब भी फूड फॉरेस्ट या ऐसे नेचुरल कॉन्सेप्ट का बात होता है तो हम फार्म टूरिज्म, इवन वी हैव स्टार्टेड ऑक्सी टूरिज्म। हमारे पास इतने रिमोट विलेजेस है, आप जितने भी शहरों में इतने पोल्यूशन में रहते हो, आप फैमिली के साथ आप 3 दिन 4 दिन 10 दिन के लिए नॉर्थ ईस्ट आ जाओ, हम आपको रॉ नॉर्थ ईस्ट का टेस्ट देंगे। यू कैन लिव इन बैम्बू हट्स एंड यू कैन पे आवर फार्मर्स व्हाट दे डिजर्व फॉर डूइंग दैट। नेक्स्ट प्लीज।
Coming there soon. Sameer, we have to wind up.
Yeah. This is my last slide, ma'am. This is my way. जहाँ पे खरपतवार या तो ये ब्लैक कलर चिली कोई किसी पे कोई कम नहीं होता है, उल्टा मुझे हार्वेस्टिंग में प्रॉब्लम होता है मैडम। फूड फॉरेस्ट में हार्वेस्टिंग is a big disadvantage in food forest, where you have to go and you have to search and do harvesting. So that
Manage
yeah
the
that
harvest, manage the
yeah
snake.
yeah. Next please.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Let's sow the seeds of local food for a healthy
What a
healing food
lovely
and equipment.
session, and I'm so
Thank you.
glad you're here, Sameer. I really appreciate your coming here so much.
Thank
We
you,
are going
ma'am.
to work
Thank you.
together on this. I think we need to work and we have to grow this ecosystem now. And you've already
Thank
built a model. I think it's a model which can be scaled, replicated, all of it. So it's very, very inspiring. Everybody's putting their comments. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for a 5-minute break now. People can do their break, but those who want to stay back and ask questions to Sameer, please go ahead and do that. Because, it's rare to have, special people like Sameer with us.
Thank you, ma'am. I think so. Should I take the questions myself, ma'am, or somebody is asking?
Sameer, there are so many appreciation things coming up in the chat box. If you can see.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Thank you very much to all.
If you want, you can
Excellent.
Take the
answer
question.
them from there.
Will the concept of growing vegetables inside a forest work with artificially created Miyawaki forests? Volunteering opportunity. Somebody wants to come and volunteer. Mona Singh wants to volunteer.
Yeah. We welcome volunteers, and you can come and stay in our farm. We have tents there, beautiful tents and beautiful location. I welcome, and I'd love to work with lots of volunteers. Come and you are welcome to the Northeast. We are just 25 kilometers from Guwahati city, so you can land up or you can come by train to Guwahati, and then it's only 25 kilometers. So you come you will not feel like you are only 25 kilometers from Guwahati city. It's whole forest, and you will be. We can have good time, and I can also learn lots of things from your volunteering here.
Fantastic. Yeah, this is something to really would love to learn, visit and learn more from you. I think there was also a question around how do you really preserve the seeds?
Yeah.
We would love to know the traditional way of preserving seeds.
There is no rocket science in that, ma'am. Even my agricultural book doesn't come into a picture. So what we do is like this: crops, they flower, we harvest, and we keep some crops for flowering. And then when they are like dry, we just keep it. All herbs we are talking about, and the chilies. Only thing is we take care so that we don't touch the fruit while we pluck, so that we wear a gloves or we touch the like the stick attached to the fruit, so that we don't take any fungus or fungal infection there. Bamboo is something which is we make bamboo mats and we dry it. Time to time we make cow dung, and we have so many herbs. Yesterday somebody was talking about herbal, how we make herbal biopesticide. We call it neem or pongemia or something, but when we go to the villages, we don't find them everything together. So my concept is I look at everything which is not eaten by cows and goat, I take it and I make it into. So we take those kind of leaves which are not eaten by cows and goats, and we cut it into pieces, make it into like जो राजस्थान में हम थेपरी बनाते हैं, वैसे बना के उसको काउडंग केक्स को हम सीड्स के जो बैम्बू मैट है उसके नीचे जलाते हैं, तो जो जो फ्यूमिगेशन होता है उससे इंसेक्ट कंट्रोल होता है सीड कीपिंग में। प्लस जो जल के जो एस बन जाता है वो फिर मेरे लिए उसको पानी में घोल के जब हम प्लांट में छिड़काव कर देते हैं तो वो बायो फंगिसाइड या तो बेड फंगस को फाइट करने में भी हेल्प करता है। एंड पोटस कम्स इनटू इफेक्ट व्हिच गिव्स मोर पोटस टू द प्लांट्स आल्सो।
Deepak wants to ask a question. He's raising his hand. Can we unmute him? We have Patanjali Jhaji waiting, so another 2-3 minutes. Patanjali ji, we will start your session. Just let's, because everybody's had a very long morning in terms of this thing. We are going to run our sessions till 12:30, 12:45. So please be ready and take your break because we have so much to share ahead for y'all. We had actually planned a larger, Sameer, we had planned this to be a 10-minute session. It turned out to be much longer. You had so much to share. So the next sessions are going to be shorter. Patanjali ji as well as Arun, you have your sessions coming up. So we have to restrict them to 10 minutes each, not more than that. And then we move on to Anisha's session and the women agripreneurs, okay? Because we have a lot. Subir, we will provide you everything. We will have, all of you need to join our WhatsApp groups. This is my number for you to join WhatsApp group if you already are not there, and we will request Sameer ji to be in the WhatsApp group so you can ask him any questions, including whatever he feels free to answer to you, okay? Do you want to put your email or contact number here?
Yeah. Somebody's asking me. I'll just
do that. Otherwise, he'll be available on the WhatsApp group for you to interact. So not to worry. Okay. The only disadvantage of putting a mobile number is you start getting many calls and messages, and then it gets difficult to manage. Yeah. So that's why I always prefer people being in a WhatsApp group and honoring people's, our space and time.
Spreadany@gmail.com is my email ID, which I have typed it and I have given it to them.
Yeah, you can put it on the chat box for everyone.
Yeah.
Ravindra Dubey, please be on our WhatsApp group. You will have Sameer ji there. Go ahead and ask him any questions you
want. And also, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Northeast. Come, it's very beautiful here. So,
we should all make a community, and we should all maybe in groups travel to Northeast and to Sameer's farm. What do you say about that?
Yeah, I can accommodate 30 people in my farm now because we do camping.
Good idea. Sudhanshu saying great idea. So we can form a small community and we can plan, meet out. Of course, let COVID disappear, and then we can actually plan it. Also, when it starts getting a little cooler, we will enjoy it better. What do you say? October, November is a good time, provided we have flights working at that time.
Yeah, October, November is a good time, ma'am. Because this time it's too much of rainy. Even the flights are bad, and it's also very rainy and it's all muddy here. So lots of floods happening in different places. Many farmers are in distress. So yeah, October, November, and you can enjoy the winters also.
October, November, and maybe December. Also, things are not open yet, so it's not a good time to travel at all.
Yeah,
so we'll do it maybe when we are allowed to. So yeah, between October and December is the time we'll plan it. Yeah. And we can do a Northeast tour. So our base is going to be Sameer's food forest, and then we can do a Northeast tour also, maybe to Nagaland to make
and everywhere now we have this network of our green commandos doing duty. So you can visit the village, you can stay in the villages. It's not so you will not enjoy staying in the hotels and everything. Rather than if you plan like staying in the villages with the farmers, a raw life of the Northeast, that is something which is very important.
That's what I always do. Always go and stay in farm stays or homes of villagers. It's very, very great fun, and you get to eat the local food, and it's plucked very freshly. You taste and it's also cooked in the kitchen. You sometimes sit and cook with them. It's a very different experience. Get to know them. So beautiful. Yes, we are all game to do it. I can see everybody's excited about it. I think this whole concept of either agro-tourism or farm tourism, it needs to be worked on, developed with a lot of love, with a lot of passion, maybe the kind which we see in Sameer right now. And our whole idea to have people like Samir, and now you'll also hear Patanjali ji to introduce to all of you, is to inspire you to work with not just your head and for monetary gains, but also with your heart and for outcomes which are beyond monetary. Monetary anyway comes, but which are beyond that. What do you say, Samir?
What I believe is, ma'am, if you go like this, for us also, our experience also says, it comes, ma'am, it follows. We are a self-sustaining organization. We don't take any grants from any organization, because if you take grants, so you are tamed by those organizations. So what we do is, they come to us. We provide, like for the Green Commandos training also, campings. The youths are so interested now. We just we advertise in the social media, and they join us. We charge 3,600 rupees for 3 days, their food and everything, but they pay it. That is something where we have to look at how we control our needs into grids. Because I told you, happiness index is something which we have to look at. We cannot make our farmers think about how we will do rocket science and I will earn and bring a Mercedes Benz. But once he goes on doing that, it comes. Connections come. And what nature helps us is, it gives us an identity whole worldwide now. So there is something, we did a very small food forest, but we came into the whole international arena. Today, through your platform, I'm very thankful to you, because you are bringing Northeast to the country, because we are more connected by other country people, and they come and they enjoy all the things which we have here and all. But yeah, lots of our countrymen has to come to this place and explore how we can grow together.
We'll make sure we'll do that. We'll make sure we do that. I love Northeast, and I personally feel that all of us who have not visited Northeast, they are really missing something in their lives. I don't think you need to travel anywhere abroad if you travel Northeast. It has everything you can actually ask for. So thank you, Samir. I need to move on to the next session. Lovely session. Really learned a lot. Even for me, it has been very inspiring.
Yeah, thank you.
I have been seeing Samir on Facebook, and I've been kind of trying to had been wondering how to hijack him, and I think I managed.